Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is just going to be a very quick and very brief. Um, I don't really do this type of stuff per se, but this is a tutorial, I guess. I don't know, of um, determining what is a first print and what is a second or third print. Now, before I start getting into all of this, it won't take long, but the very easy way, first of all, G.I. Joe, Marvel only reprinted certain issues. Any G.I. Joe 65 to 155, there are only first prints. So you need not have to worry about whether there's a second or third printing. Between issues number 1 and issues number 64, there are second printings of random type issues. I'll have a list of those issues in the description. And issues 21, 29, and 63 actually have third printings. But real quick, the easiest way to determine whether it's a second or third print is to open up the book, look on the splash page underneath the distribution info of Marvel. It'll say second or third printing right at the bottom at the very last. Usually it's the last two words. However, there is one exception. That's issue 21, and we'll get into the Storm Shadow Silent issue. We'll get into that later. But let's just say you're at a store. There are certain stores that are a little bit, I don't know what to say. They're a little bit, they don't want you opening up the bags and boards, especially if they're earlier issues. Like, there's a shop locally to me. They don't mind if you ask, but they kind of give you this, like, really? So if you're uncomfortable about asking, there are ways to tell right away whether it's a first or second or third printing. Like I said, reminder, any issue above 65 to 155, there are no second or third printings. You need not have to worry. But let's go, and real quick, let's talk about what constitutes a first or second printing. Now, in terms of first printing, there are two types. There is a newsstand, and there is a direct market. And sometimes there's also a variation of the newsstand. But real quick, I'm going to switch this one out real quick and put G.I. Joe number 33. This is an example of G.I. Joe number 33. This is a first print. And how to determine that, there's a couple ways. Right off the bat, in this box right here, this M shape, if you see an M shape like that, that is a direct market first print. Also, the first prints, for whatever reason, did not contain the approved by Comics Code annotation box anywhere on the cover. Generally, they also, these next two aren't always written in stone, but generally the first prints with the M here, first printings, have a United Kingdom and a Canada price variant in that same box. And usually the box in the lower left-hand corner generally contains a variation of Spider-Man's head. That's a quick way to determine whether or not that's a first print direct market. Anything that has, you see this M here, you have a first print all the time. I was going to say 9 times out of 10, all the time. That M is a direct giveaway that it's a first print. Now, in terms of the newsstand variants, here's a copy of G.I. Joe number 18, and this is a standard. This is the one you'll see all the time. Basically, the differences from the direct market, obviously, the box right here is a rectangle. It's not an M. You're going to see it does contain the Comics Code right there, box in there. Of course, it has the barcode. Very simple. Now, I will show you on, and there's another little thing. Here is G.I. Joe issue number 5. Now, one thing you'll notice once you see the list in the description, G.I. Joe number 5 did not have a second print regardless, but if you weren't sure if it did or did not, notice that this Comics Code here is up in the right-hand corner, not generally where the other ones are. It does have a barcode. It does have the 5, but remember, look, it's in a different location It's in the top left, on the top of that box as opposed to the bottom. However, one way to tell, this little 5-digit number right here, I'll try to show you. 02064. If you see that number anywhere on any sort of book, that will denote that it is a first printing. So I will show you here on G.I. Joe number 18, which is a book that contains a second print. You'll see right away that it has 02064, which denotes that it is a first print. A second printing of this book will not have that. So there you go. All that's kind of, I hope, helps. The list, of course, will help. But basically, for a newsstand copy, look for the barcode, look for 02064, and you've got a first print. And now we'll go to a second print. I'm trying to move this along. A second print, basically, what you'll see is you'll usually see a price variance. You will see the comics code, but of course you will not see 02064 anywhere. You do not see that anywhere. Of course, you can, if you find one in a dollar bin that's not bagged and boarded, you can open it up. This book does say second printing. And generally, you'll see a black Spider-Man. The first printings usually contain a Spider-Man that has the webbing on his mask, but just look for 02064, and you'll be good to go. And obviously, you won't see any of the markers that a first print has. You won't see the M. You won't see the price variances for UK or Canada. So there you go. Now, I did mention that on the splash page, you'll see a second or third printing annotated on the bottom. For whatever reason, there's no official number 21, G.I. Joe number 21, the famous Storm Shadow issue. There is no known, there's never been found to have the typed phrase second printing on the cover. No one knows why. Well, at least I don't know why. This is an example of G.I. Joe number 21. First print, obviously, what are the markers? Let's see. There's the M. There's the price differences right there, UK and Canada. There's the Spidey with the webbing instead of the all-black Spider-Man. And there's no comics code, okay? So there is the first printing that I have. Now here is an example of this is actually a third print. How do I know? Because it says third printing on the splash page. Had I not looked and known had I not seen that when I opened up the book, of course, what do I determine? It does not have the M. It has the comics code. It has a black Spider-Man mask as opposed to the webbing one. This right there we know is at least a second print, if not a third print. If I want to determine whether that's a second or third print, all the third printings have the word third printing annotated on the splash page. So there you go. I hope this helps. I know it was kind of a longer video for easy stuff, but just look for the markers and reference the list that I'm going to leave in the description on what books were printed, were second prints and third prints, and you'll be good. I do hope this helps. Oh, and one last thing. I found this book. I'm on a G.I. Joe kick. This is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Volume 3, trade paperback from the 2002 series by Marvel. These are very, very hard to find, and they're hard to find for a good price. I forget how many volumes, there's 13 volumes, I think. But the reason why this is the money volume is for a few reasons. One, it reprints issues number 21, 26, and 27. Very important issues in the Marvel series of G.I. Joe. And, in case we didn't see, it's a J. Scott Campbell cover. J. Scott Campbell cover. So, that's all I have. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, please leave them in the description. But this is how you these little steps are how you determine whether or not they're a first, second, or third print. And if you're a collector, they do matter. The second and third prints just, whatever. Don't want them in my collection except for number 21. And maybe 27. But there you go, guys. Hope this helped, and let me know. And deuces, as always, on Snake Eyes. Storm Shadow.